What's up, everyone? Welcome to another Thursday night live stream. My name's Jason. This is just Jason Keto. Hopefully you're all doing well. Someone let me know if the audio is good. Looks like the video is hanging in. Give me a thumbs up. Actually, I think I can hear myself on my other screen here, so let me mute that. So yeah, welcome back to another Thursday night live stream. We're gonna work on our puzzle, our Gearball Scramble tonight. We got our instruction booklet here. We'll pick up sort of where we left off, but let's have say some hellos first. Michael was early in the door. It's good to see Michael. Matt and Mouse are in the house. Lynn, how you doing? Kevin's here. I saw Scratch and Pete come in. It's good to see you, Pete. Yeah, I had to reboot my computer right before the live stream. Of course, could do that earlier, but Jeremy is here. It's good to see you, Jeremy. Let me get something else up here too. I figured we'd spin the wheel of regret while we're on the live stream tonight too. Just to do that live so everyone can see what's going on. We got Brian here. JC Calamity Jane is here. It's good to see him. Jesse is here. It's good to see you, Jesse. Hopefully everyone's doing well on this Thursday night. It's actually starting to warm up here in Ontario, Canada. It's supposed to get cold again this weekend, just in time for Saturday and Sunday, so that's always fun. Got D. Lee in the house. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, so everyone's saying hi to each other. So why don't we, while we're waiting here, we'll get this sort of taken care of. I think I saw Gary's here. Tuber Chat's been a member for 14 months. That's cool. Okay, so let's get rid of the ads here. So we've got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 entries on the wheel of regret here. So there are some other ones that came through, but we'll just sort of, those ones will get added on to the next spin kind of thing. But this is where we're going to start. So let's give the wheel of regret a spin and see what our next interesting chaffle sort of ingredient is going to be. Let's see. So let's give her a spin. And it looks like we've got a winner. Lynn suggested seaweed this week. So we are going to see if we can find some seaweed that will work in a chaffle recipe. That'll be interesting. Let's make sure we're not missing anything. I think I saw Aaron came in. It's good to see Aaron. Ruby's here as well. Thank you for coming in, Ruby. And thanks for gifting those memberships, Kevin. Really do appreciate it. Let me see if I can go back and see who got those. Mama Tato Heyday. Kendra got one. Karma, Teal Horse, and Target Prime Rib. Cool. Yeah, thanks for doing that, Kevin. That was much appreciated. Really appreciate the generosity there. Joe is here. So yeah, so it was Lynn's seaweed entry for the Wheel of Names that's been picked for the next recipe. So we'll, watch for that in the next couple of days, or not next couple of days, but next couple of weeks. We've already got the next couple of weeks ready to go for videos. This Friday, tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, we've got a video coming out, and then same thing the following Friday at 8 p.m. So yeah, and then I've got one more in the works for the week after that, and then maybe we'll do the seaweed chaffles the following week. So yeah, I appreciate everyone's interest in that kind of series. It's interesting for sure. We'll see what happens there, and lots of good suggestions coming in. Thanks for that, Gary. Yeah, if you can hit the thumbs up for the live stream, it really does help. We got a little bit of tech that I added this week, and spent an hour earlier trying to work it out and make sure that it actually works. But knowing YouTube, it probably won't. So let's try and get this working here. So if I've been with these live streams where we're working on the puzzle, I've got my main camera up, and then I'm using my GoPro. Like if I zoom out here, you can see my GoPro's set up over here with the puzzle. But so far we've been using StreamYard to switch back and forth between the two cameras. Just give me a sec here. We're gonna have to do a couple of things here. So now, instead of having to go in and switch between the cameras in StreamYard, I've just got a switcher here that can switch back and forth between the cameras quickly. We can do things like split screen, top and bottom. Then we can also apparently do picture in picture, which is pretty cool. So, and then we can move that around and then just switch what we're doing here too. So I can talk to you guys and sort of still work on that if it matters to you guys, but come back over here. So yeah, why don't we sort of get started with our build for the week. We'll still do an hour tonight. If you remember, where we left off, we had gotten to the first set of wheels on this left side here, and then we've got our paddles here as well. So basically, I think the next step is basically starting to build the set of wheels for this side of the puzzle. So we shall start to do that. So let me get the instructions over here. So, first step, we're making 2 of these. So we need D24 and D23. So we'll find our D frame here. Yeah, Gary, it is sort of shaped like a controller for sure. So we'll get our 2 D23s out here. Our 2 D24s, you can see those there. So I'm not missing anyone in the chat. Gary, you're asking what is that? Are you asking what this thing is that we're building, or the overall sort of what I'm building is just this is what it's supposed to look like when it's done. It's just like a marble game kind of thing. So this is our third installment, basically. So let's get these first 2 pieces. So we need a D23 and a D24. So one of those there, and so make 2 of those, and then we need 2 of the D4 lock rings, which are these little guys up here. You can see the D4s. There's one of those, 2, and then those are going to go on the bottom here. Ring like that, and another one here. And then if we look at, anytime we see this sort of symbol here with the orange on the wheel, it's basically an indication that they want you to take some of this wax and wax up the edges of this. I see Henry came in. It's good to see you, Henry. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for that gifted membership, Brian. Really appreciate it. Looks like Jeremy picked that up, so that's cool. Much appreciated, as always. Brian's part of the ketogenic woman community over there. We actually will have Anita on the live stream next Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. We're going to do a sort of live chat and giveaway. She's going to give away one of her books, so that'll be pretty cool. So it looks like we may have lost. Okay, well, we have lost one of our feeds here for some reason. This is what I was worried about. It was working earlier, and now it just doesn't want to. Apparently, the GoPro went to sleep. Okay. Give me a couple of seconds here. Talk amongst yourself. I need to, I think, change one of the settings on the GoPro. I think it just went to sleep after its 5 minutes kind of thing, which is really annoying, but now I just need to figure out where I change the sleep settings. Auto power off, never. So usually I want it to turn off after 5 minutes if it's not doing anything. That is a good thing, but when we're trying to do something like this, it's not going to work. So I've learned a lot tonight about how to run a GoPro with an HDMI cable. Let's just say it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. So we'll get that back on there. And then we have to switch it to a live view and then switch it to another live view here. So, okay, hopefully that is good for now. So, let's make sure we're not missing anything. Yeah, it'll be another good conversation with Anita. She's going to talk to us about the benefits of sardines and fish like that. So that'll be a lot of fun. Like I said, I think she's going to give away one of her books at the same time. So another social media camera would probably work easier. Yes, it probably would. I may keep an eye out for just a cheap camera though with an HDMI output on it that might work better. Like I say, the GoPro is not ideal for this, but you know, I do have a nice setup here with it already. So Yeah, like I say, it'll be this time next Thursday. We'll be on for an hour, so hopefully everyone can be there. If you haven't met Anita before, she's a really big supporter of this channel. I've always appreciated the support that she's shown a smaller channel than herself, kind of thing. So, okay, let's get back to this. Next thing we need here is a wheel labeled B9. So that's this guy here. So I'll get that one out. And then we're going to take one of these here. And this wheel is going to go on top like that. And then it goes all the way down as far as it'll go. I've used GoPro before, but primarily for shooting video. Yep. Yeah, I've used it live as a webcam quite often. So it works well with that. It's just this little switching device I got is a capture card. So basically it just takes 2 HDMI inputs and runs it to the computer by one USB connection. So then we need one of these locking rings here. So like I say, I've used the GoPro with USB before as a webcam. So this one is running over the HDMI port that's part of the media mod that I have on it. So there's that first wheel. I think I saw Big Family Expeditions here. It's good to see you. I love to listen to Anita. I like and eat sardines without problems as long as I can add hot sauce. Yeah, for sure. Also found some really good smoked salmon. That's nice. Yeah, salmon's really good too. And it's not just sardines. Ultimately, there's lots of other small fish that you can add into it. So let's just make sure. So that's H and I. So basically we're making 2 separate wheel assemblies. So the first one we did is H. And then the next one we're going to do is I. So we need the next wheel, which is a B10. So this guy here. I like this set. It seems to be fairly intuitive. I mean, the pieces all are sort of in the same spot where the last one was, which makes it easier to find. So thanks for coming by, Gary. Really appreciate it. Have a good night. So we need another D4 here to finish this assembly. So how's everyone's week been? It's almost Friday, almost time for the weekend. We got a busy few weeks coming up. We have a Stag and Doe to go to this Saturday, and then a concert to go to next Saturday, and then my wife's son's getting married in March, so it's going to be a pretty busy few weeks for sure. So that is assembly I. So we have H and I here. Yeah, it's definitely along the lines of model cars. It's just there's no glue, which is I like. I was never really great at doing model cars, but I definitely tried to build them. Okay, so next we need D21 and D22. So that's these 2 guys right here. Brian's saying he uses apple cider vinegar and Louisiana hot sauce. That sounds good. So we have our D22 and our D21, and then we have to go back to our D4 locking ring here. And that just broke a piece of the the frame away there, but that's fine. Put that on. March is coming fast. That is very true. Put some wax on that locking ring. This wax basically helps it when they sit down in these holes. It helps the pieces glide on each other a little easier. So there's that piece. Now we need another D4 to start. We need K2, which I believe is a spacer. And then we need D12, which is this big guy here. Had to get my driver's license renewed after worrying about the eye test at my age and the questions. It wasn't anything like that. No questions, read off some numbers and a picture. Figures, eh? Okay, where did we put that piece? Okay, so we need to add this gear onto this pedestal here, just like that. And then K2, let me just dig into our parts here. So these are just like plastic spacers. I'm just trying to, so it looks like these two are labeled K2. I know you probably can't see it, but these are basically just, I don't know what you'd call them, spacers. Just allows things to operate together properly. If we can get that piece out of there, and it looks like that just goes right on top of there. Just like that. And then we have our D4 locking ring goes on there. Just like that. And then we'll wax up our surfaces here. Good for another 7 years. We'll have to decide then if I want to keep driving or not. Yeah, I hear you. And these surfaces need some wax as well. Seems to be a lot of gears in this in this side. So that is assembly J. So we've got H, I, and J done. So let's get our pen here and make sure we're not going to get ahead of ourselves here. So we've got H, I, and J done. So now we need to build assembly K, which is all of these parts here. So we'll start with D25 and D26. So these two guys here. I actually met up with Kevin from Tuber Chat there last Saturday. Went down to Niagara Falls and had lunch with him and Kristen, which was a lot of fun. It's always I like going for drives and doing stuff like that. You know, took a few hours out of the day, but it was always good to hang out with people with, you know, similar interests. And we talked about different aspects of YouTube for a few hours, trying to come up with, you know, ideas of what works and what doesn't work and all that good stuff. Okay, so D13, there's two of these. This is the next one. feel like I can't actually see what I'm looking at here. Forgive the old eyes here. I gotta just check something on the plans just to make sure I'm doing things right. There's little, you can see there's little arrows on these wheels. I just wanted to make sure or find out if they were supposed to be facing the same way or not, which it does appear that they're supposed to. Sort of like that. And then we need K1, which is another one of these spacers here. So this one here. Yeah, it was fun meeting. I've met up with Kevin a few times now for different things. It's always just hanging out at a restaurant for a couple hours and chatting. But yeah, it was a good opportunity to hang out, and like I say, you can only sort of chat so much online on places like Instagram and YouTube and all that. It's always nice to meet up in person and have a conversation about specific things. I think one of our sort of there's a lot of things I've been trying to figure out with this channel, and that's Assembly K. And I think, he's had some really good ideas for me to try and adopt. And then I've been trying to come up with other things that can help all of us, kind of thing. So, okay. So next we need B13 here and B14, which is over here. So one thing Kevin mentioned is that it's, it's not, going to severely hurt things if you don't do it, but it's always good to try and get your content uploaded and in the system as soon as you can, or as far ahead as you can, kind of thing. That just gives it time to sit in the YouTube universe as long as possible, kind of thing. So that's why, basically as soon as I got home from that lunch, I started recording a couple of videos just so I could have some things in the system ready to go for a couple of weeks, see if it makes a difference. Hey, Rick, how you doing? Good to see you. So that's the next piece. And now we need B12, which is this guy up here. I'll add that one on here like that. And then we need a D14 ring. Getting to meet face-to-face is so different from just messaging back and forth online. Yep, for sure. And that's another reason I like going to Ketopalooza whenever I can, because then you get to meet a lot of the people you're talking to online all the time. So there's that one there. D14 goes all the way down there to lock that one in place. And then we've got 2 D30 lock rings. That will go on here. believe these actually act as spacers. Just like that, basically. So then we just wax up everything here as well. Yeah, if you have a channel, you'll want to share your channel link, just type #Thrive in the chat, and Nightbot should drop your link for you. Okay, so there is assembly L kind of thing. So we've done K and L. So next thing to do here, get rid of some of these pieces here. I'm actually going to move the main assembly out of the picture for a minute here. So we need D35, which is this big piece here. So we've got that piece there, and it says to wax all of these holes. Let's get these. So I might as well do that while we're here. And we need a D51. So that's this piece down here. So we pop that out of there. Yeah, I really do like meeting up with people in real life. Like when I got to meet up with Matt from Matt and Mouse in the summer. Well, not in the summer. I guess it was actually October. Feels like it was in the summer, but got to meet up with him out in BC, so that was fun. So this piece fits in there like that. And then we need D33. There's D32. There's D33 here. Just this little guy right in the side. Yeah, it was a fun place. We went for lunch in Chilliwack there. It was a nice restaurant for sure. I think this piece goes in here. That's what it looks like anyways. Like so. Hopefully that's the right spot. And then we need D50. I'm assuming that's just another little tiny piece here. And then that little tiny piece goes in there. Just press fit that in there. Okay, so that is that step. So that's basically this little step here. So turn a page. And we're going to bring our main piece back in and then go pick up the piece that I just knocked onto the ground in a couple of minutes. So we need 4 of these D32 standoffs here, which are these 4 right here. And if anyone is new here watching, welcome. Like I say, this isn't what we do every Thursday night. We do live stream every Thursday night, but this isn't sort of all we do. So I know it's not super exciting. I just wanted to try and do something different for live streams instead of just talking to the camera for an hour. Like next week, we will have an interview with Anita from Ketogenic Woman. So these standoffs go into these D32 slots here. That's, and then another one over here. Another one here. Jane's back. Thanks for coming back. So there's that. Those 4 pieces in. So we've got that done. All right. Let me just grab this piece I knocked on the floor. Okay, so the next piece is the next part is to lay all our gear sets into place here and then place this frame here on top of them. So we're going to go in order here. So we've got our H, I believe. That isn't right, though. I think we're missing something here. So let me go back. Yeah, I did miss a step here. Or missed one piece anyway. So we need B8. So this gear here. So B8 goes here first. Yeah, the puzzle videos were fun. It definitely was an interesting kind of thing to do. And let's just go back here. So H is E9. I think I've got everything on here. I'm just making sure we're not missing anything here or missing anything else. So we've got H, and then I fits in here. Like so. And then J was this big guy here. That should go in there like that. H-I-J-K. Should be this guy in here. So that links up here, 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 and here. And then this one, this last assembly, slides in over here. Okay, so looks like we've got all of our gear sets in place here. All of our sort of mounting points are in place. So we'll take our frame here and slide it down over top of everything. This part sort of reminds me of, I don't know if anyone else watches channels that do like watch repairs and stuff like that. It's always crazy watching these guys put watches back together, and they always have to put all the pieces back together and so that they fit properly. That's one hobby I could never see myself getting into for sure. So let's I think we're almost there. Just got one more piece to sort of fall into place here. Okay. So that is the sort of gear bridge on there. We do have it is turning, so that's good. See Brenda's back. It's good to see you, Brenda. So that is this section done. So I need to lock all that in place. We'll get D31, so we need 5 of those. So there's 4 there and number 5 over here. I don't know if any of you are into doing into the whole Lego thing these days, but I guess the big thing I saw this week is they've released an Orange Cat Lego set, like they did the Tuxedo Cat before, but now they're offering an Orange Cat. Everyone's going crazy over that. Looks like fun. I haven't built Lego for forever though. So these are just locking tabs that are going in place here to hold this bridge into place. Ola, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. No worries. We're just hanging out, building some more here. I love Lego, but I don't need another one. Yeah. Crazy how expensive that stuff is for sure. Some of those really involved kits can get pretty expensive, that's for sure. So just put another locking clip in there. Like so, that just holds this bridge here. So in the last part, we just need 5 D29s. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. And there should be another one over here that I'd already pulled off last week. Yeah, we're starting to come together. You know, there seems to be a lot of layers to it. So we'll see. You know, like I say, we're on page 13 of 49 right now. So if that tells you anything. So these D29 clips basically just hold down these locking pins that we just put in place. And this is apparently where our tool comes in. This wooden tool that they gave us just helps us push down on those in those hard to reach spaces. And in there, maybe. Make sure that's all the way back. It's always good to hear a click. Thanks for sharing that, Pete. Yeah, we'll have a premiere tomorrow night at 8 p.m. right after Tuber Chat. Figured I'd try and make a quick and easy thing to do for the big game this weekend. I don't know if anyone is football fans, but always good to have snack ideas for those days. I was watching someone building a Dalmatian Lego set. Yeah, that'd be cool. I saw something tonight that there was a leak of one of the next kits they're coming out with is actually like it's an otter that's laying on its back in the water kind of thing. Looked pretty cool. So it sounds like, or it looks like they're doing a lot of different animals now, which is, I think that sort of appeals to a lot of other people that wouldn't maybe normally do Legos. So, okay, so we've got our 2 paddles here, and then we've got our gear sets on each side. So coming together. Let's we'll probably hang or sort of leave it at that for this week. As you can see, we're going to start getting into some pieces that are involving a lot of smaller parts like pivots and springs and screws and stuff like that. So we'll just sort of wrap it up there for today. We're 10 minutes from the end of the live stream anyways. So yeah, so another section of the puzzle is done. Hopefully everyone's enjoying it. You know, like I'm having fun building it. Just make sure we're not missing anything. Yeah, used Lego's expensive too. It's funny. One of my jobs, or one of my customers that I do a lot of work for, is a Goodwill here in Ontario, and they have people that work full time processing Legos that get donated, which is kind of crazy. Yeah. I saw she had 4 or 5 in one video kind of thing. I wish I was that ambitious to have multiple snacks in one video. But yeah, for this week, just the one snack, and then next week I did another Dash product review, so that video is posted as well. Probably, and like I said, next Thursday night when Anita's here, we're going to give away one of her sardine books. I think that's what she said we'll give away. And then if you missed the beginning of tonight's live stream, we spun the wheel of regret, and the next ingredient that we're going to make chaffles with is seaweed, as suggested by Lynn 22QCat. So that'll be interesting. So that'll be probably, it may be 3 or 4 weeks from now kind of thing. But like I said, I wasn't going to rush that series anyways. That's going to be an ongoing thing for the rest of the year. just to try and fill in some of the spaces. So yeah, if everyone wants to drop a link to their channel, definitely go ahead. Yeah, what else was there? I think that's probably about it for the channel. We did have, and we do have, one of the things to talk to Kevin about when we were meeting up there last Saturday was the, and this is all, again, sort of for you content creators out there. One of the things that I've been doing, and you may have seen it recently, all right, Pete. Sorry about that, everyone. It is the 19th. You're right. Ugh, too much going on. Thanks for coming by, Brian. You're right, Pete. It is the 19th. Sorry about that. It's 2 weeks from now. So next week we'll work on the puzzle again, but 19th, Anita will be here. I was going to do it for next week, but she has something. She's busy next Thursday, so it'll be the Thursday after. I'll put a few posts out it on the community tab anyways, just to remind everyone about it. But thanks for that reminder, Pete. I really appreciate it. But like I was saying, you know, for all you creators out there, one thing that I've been doing sort of once a week or once every other week recently, and I could be doing it even more, is going back and looking over the older videos and picking something from the list of, you know, the videos, like not the basement videos that didn't do well when they were first released, but picking something that did reasonably well when it was first released and sharing it to my community tab, sort of as a reminder, because usually, like, if a video has been out for 6, 8, 12 months, there's going to be a lot of people that have joined your channel since that video came out, and they may not have seen it, right? So posting it to your community tab can put it back in front of people that may not have seen the video when it was first released. So a couple of weeks ago, I did that with my short. It was just a short video that I put out about making crispy chaffles. It seemed to do pretty good in the initial release. You know, I think it may have had 3,000 or 4,000 views up until a couple of weeks ago, but I shared it to the community tab, and now it's doing really well. You know, I don't know, knock on wood, I don't know how long it's going to do well. So far it's climbing every day, and right now it's sitting at about 1,500 views per day. That's what it's getting. So, you know, the one other thing that we did since last Thursday is the channel did reach 7,000 subscribers, which is amazing. I can't thank everyone enough for hanging in with me, doing what I do, and being there week after week, watching videos, being on live streams. You know, I started this YouTube thing just about 5 years ago. It was almost 5 years ago, like February 8th was when I started. And, you know, just like a lot of other people, a lot of other creators, things were really slow for a long time, and, you know, things have picked up, and it seems that the more momentum you get, it just seems to pile on everything. So, you know, but it's all because you guys are here to support me. Everyone that shows up every week to watch the premieres, I think, is a huge part of why we've been able to get to this point. So I just wanted to say thank you for that. I will try and do something as far as maybe a giveaway or something, we haven't done a giveaway, I think, since we hit 5,000 subscribers. 6,000 just kind of went right past, and I didn't get a chance to do anything with that. And then this one, 7,000, like we were talking, I think it was, what was it? Tuesday night at Tuber Chat, I was still under 7,000, and now the channel we've gone past 7,100 subscribers. So things are moving pretty fast, but it's, it's all because of all of you watching and telling YouTube that what I do is worth doing, I guess, or worth watching, which is always appreciated. So that was about all I wanted to say for this week. Make sure you hit the thumbs up for the live stream. It really does help. And then if you can, come hang out at 8 p.m. tomorrow night for this week's premiere. If you are a creator and you haven't been to Tuber Chat, well, you need to get over there. He'll be live at 5 tomorrow, and he'll be on for 3 hours. I will always say that joining that community of creators was the catalyst that changed what I was doing from, not really wanting to do it anymore because it wasn't going anywhere, to actually growing the channel to where it is today. So we may have got there otherwise, but I still think that being part of that community was, really what turned the corner for this channel. So getting to know other creators, I just think is one of the more important things of being a creator. So that's about it for tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. Again, it's nothing super exciting that we're doing here. Just instead of me talking to the camera for an hour every week, I figure we might as well spend the time doing something fun and, see how it goes. Once we're done this one, we'll maybe find something else fun to build. Yeah, we'll have a few more nights building this, and then we'll sprinkle in some other things. I've been talking with Kendra at Consume the Goodness. We're going to do another live stream coming up fairly soon, so keep an eye out for that. Yeah, and that's about it for this week. Hope you all have a good weekend. I'll see everyone at their premieres coming up over the next week. And we'll see you when we see you again. Keep on thriving, my friends.